One of the most dedicated and rambunctious fan bases in America, housed by CHI Health Center Omaha. And what we expect tonight is as fast-paced of a college basketball game as you're going to see all Saturday long. Jason Benetti, Donnie Marshall along with you. So Creighton makes 12.5 threes a game. Alabama makes 11.5 threes a game. So that's what's going to decide this tonight?
Well, I don't think so. I think for the most part, everyone in this building believes that it's going to be a very high-scoring game. And it may be, but I think the team that gets the most stops, and I know that sounds basic, but when you're talking about two teams who average close to 90 points a game, defense has to be the premium. It has to be the thing that both of these teams are focused on. But I tell you what, in this building, this crowd, that's an extra boost for this Creighton team. Yeah, you see them standing behind us. It is 13,000 plus here at CHI Health Center, and Mark Sears coming off a 35-point performance against Purdue. The transfer from Ohio will be enormous in this game for Creighton. When Trey Alexander has shot it well, Creighton has played well. And when he and Baylor Shireman don't shoot it well, they don't win. It pretty much is that simple for Coach McDermott and the Creighton Blue Jays. That is a level of unhinged that you love to see in college basketball. Nate Oates, his team, you were talking about it right before we hit air, has run an absolute car wash the last handful of games. Yeah, and this is, they're in the middle of playing three AP top 10 teams, and it just doesn't get any easier. You know, you can't focus on Arizona next. You got to think about who's in front of you, and you got a team on that side, and that coach Greg McDermott, who to me is in the top 5 best coaches in the country today. You got to take this Creighton team serious if you're Alabama, and I know they do. Creighton and Alabama. Blue Jays off a loss last time out to UNLV. Kind of odd to leave after last year. That three is in, and the first one for Stephen. I remember now. It's what we do. It's what we do. And this is going to be a dandy of a game. Some great college basketball already today. Purdue beat undefeated Arizona. You saw earlier on Fox, Michigan State with a huge win over Baylor. So the unbeatens are dwindling fast. Mason Miller got another three for Creighton. We talked to four in powder blue tonight. Yeah, there's no airspace enough out there when there shouldn't be. If you're Alabama. Now, Alabama just can't get into that, hey, we're going to let you score so we can score. Again, it's got to be about getting stops. There's the two-man game and the roll by Kalkbrenner from Shireman. Shireman and how he simplified the game. There might have been a situation that you simplify that. Maybe you throw the lob or you go in stronger because it turns into now 2 points for a very good scorer at the other end in Sears. In a game where the momentum shifts, you figure, are going to be plentiful. There's a mid-range jumper, and you were talking about that earlier. Trey Alexander. Now it's a little bit harder to try to come help. You leave a guy, they're going to find an open shooter, and if they don't, they have the talent to score one-on-one. And they can do it in bunches. As that went off the foot of Alexander, he picks it back up. Must have gotten deflected, and Alexander turning around. Especially in a game like this. You see the discomfort for King, so he's just going to go ahead and dribble it up and play 94 feet, or at least half of it. Shireman into the lane, trading paint, dropped it off for King. Or the thing that makes him so special, Grant Nelson, is he's positionless. There really is, you can't put him in a spot and say this is what you are. He can play every position on the floor. Yeah, he's very much a contemporary big. Phenomenal athlete as well. King set the screen, rolled to the rim, freeing up Alexander. Another turnaround for Trey Alexander. Rolls, it feels like he's levitating. He's just hanging out. Whenever you decide to throw it up here, I'm waiting for you. Well, you know, once you lob, you can't stop. That's what I hear. Shireman scores it, and a foul. Kalkbrenner
New rules. You get to the timeout. The new rule is we get to the paint, and that's where we score.
5 dunks, 4 layups, that bucket right on the welcome mat there. So just 1-3 for Alabama, but using what is in front of them so far. Alexander, they chase him, so it's Shireman down the lane with a scoop. 4-2 and a foul again. Baylor Shireman aggressive.
Such a smart, crafty player. This is just so nice, and the reason this works is because he catches the ball so far away, and now once he gets you even with him, he's getting into you. And that's just it's a terrific offensive play. Threw over 4,000 yards. Greg McDermott is on another level.
I mean, he's trying to get these people loud here. King rejects it to the sideline, and out of bounds it goes. Ashworth trying to fire up the crowd.
2 feet from the hoop.
Ashworth thought about the 3 off the screen from King. Shireman broke right, now back left. Measuring Stevenson, leaned in, fires and scores.
Kid is so good at just making you.
Yeah, it's sort of a confused crowd right now. Stunned silence. Alexander with a Euro step and then over the head for 2. Instead, they go for the 3, and Creighton is the beneficiary.
Yeah, and the refs already have a heightened sense of, you know, what's happening right now. So keep the pressure on them as well.
Shireman lays into a 3. Game that Alabama and Creighton played 11 years ago was 58-57. This is 42 all, and we're not at halftime yet. Alexander beats 2 to the rim.
Man up.
Sears with 5. Sears wants to go, turns the corner. Here's Walters. That's no good. It was a 3 instead of a chance at a 2. And with our 7th tie of the first half on the board and 8 lead changes in tow, we got 20 minutes of this left. What is left to see?
Oh, so much, my friend. So much.
Mike and Casey in LA. The Jeep halftime report is next.
He can still set that pick, roll hard, and finish at the rim.
Kalkbrenner is on this side, and there he gets to the rim, and that will be 2. It's a goaltend against Waggy, so they do feed him right away.
Love it.
Cutting through.
Fight to get in front of guys on those offensive boards.
Ashworth off the Kalkbrenner screen, roaming into the corner. Alexander for Kalkbrenner against Pringle. Trying to extract himself. Kalkbrenner, no, the follow is there over Pringle, and he looks pretty good, Donnie.
I love it. Doesn't need to tell everybody what he just did. Solid.
Now, how about Alabama with Kalkbrenner back in, sticking to their 3-point shot a bit more early in the second half. Kalkbrenner the screen. Alexander probing and pulling up for Cash again. Sears. And it blocked away by Kalkbrenner. Smashed out of there. Ashworth, Kalkbrenner, clear out stuff.
How about that? Kalkbrenner effect.
And he has exhorted Sears to really bother Ashworth there. Shireman tiptoeing down the lane. Scoop, won't fall. Kalkbrenner reaches over his head to score. How did... This has been close throughout. Miller got a screen from Kalkbrenner and drills a 3. And he
for multiple reasons, but especially a guy like Grant Nelson, there's no mental midgetating allowed right now.
Great play by the 2. Did he do that? Now Ashworth got a screen and rolls it in right back for Creighton. And this is the 50th point in the paint for Alabama tonight. 50.
It tells you that they can adjust. You know, they're not one-dimensional.
Well, that's good news for the NCAA tournament.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you do have to play different games even within a game. or one of those pods at the very least. King is on, Kalkbrenner is off. Alexander using some space, and that turnaround is copyrighted for him.
Yeah, he creates
Nelson around him, missed.
And that's where Nelson's going to have to understand. You got teammates cutting. That's where he didn't have to do that in the past, but woo!
That's a rim run from Kalkbrenner. Hit the side of the backboard. This is 5-on-3. Shireman, Kalkbrenner, one-timer stuff. Out, Kalkbrenner affected that shot. He is the fixer back there if you do get beat off the bounce. Farabello wearing his country's colors, by the way, Argentina. Shireman, filthy for three. Alabama's season low in threes is 8. They have 3 of them tonight. Get it to Sears. Let him cook. Sears, another. That one was wide. He knew it. And Griffin got a paw on it. Taken away by Shireman. Here's Alexander. He scores.
Sagging down, dropping defensively in the paint.
Here's a lob. It's Kalkbrenner on Nelson. The help was late.
How about the pass?
You're right. That was textbook guys who've worked together for years now. And you see the value of Shireman deciding to stay here at Creighton after last year and the run to the Elite Eight. He pivots into the lane. He kicks it out. Ashworth nails the three.
Got to give Shireman credit. Weak side.
Ashworth made a ton of threes last year, 111 of them, trying to find out which jigsaw puzzle piece he is for Creighton on this team, transferring from Utah State. Alexander, Kalkbrenner again! Thunder from 11. Estrada touches, here we go. 10 seconds, Estrada for Sears. He drives with 5 on the clock and scores for 2. It's a 1-point game with 3.7 left. Donnie, it looked like he had a line at a 3 at the start of that drive.
That's right.
Ashworth, 3-point game. 3 to tie for Alabama. Inbound for Sears. Will he have a look? He does. Oh my goodness! It wanted to fall and just did not have the willpower to go through. Creighton wins by 3.
What a grind. We saw 3 different games here tonight. And this is so close to tying this game up, and you got to give Alabama a lot of credit. Nate Oates played around a lot of foul trouble, but Creighton, they have an identity. They know who they are. It begins and ends with Ryan Kalkbrenner, and just that's an impressive game, I think, by both teams. But what a wonderfully coached game by both Nate Oates and Greg McDermott. Phenomenal.
High level tactic and strategy decisions. Look at this ball. Look at it. Look at it.
Wow. More than halfway down. Oh.
This game will torment you.
Not only that, you're looking at an Alabama team, probably the best 4-loss team in America.
Yes, by far.
We said that maybe about Michigan State earlier today, best 5-win team by far, and Alabama's probably the next one. Just a heartbreaker, but what resilience by Creighton after a huge injury to Kalkbrenner to take care of home.
He ends up with 19, Shireman 20. He stays in the game with 4 fouls late. That was a big play as well. Donnie, I'll tell you what, this game never fails to bring a thrill.
They leave it all out there.
So for Brad Weimer, Dustin Denty, our entire crew, he's Donnie Marshall, I'm Jason Benetti. Creighton by 3 by a hair. You've been watching Fox Primetime Hoops.